silence and maintain the decorum. Good morning and a warm welcome to one and all present here. Honorable Chairman and Founder Trustee Dr. Harish Chandra Mishra Sir, respected Trustee Shri Ashish Mishra Sir and Shri Aditya Mishra Sir, Dean of Management and Director AIMS Sir Dr. Balkrishna Parab Sir, our esteemed guests, respected professor, non-teaching staff, and AGI students. We are delighted to host the session on Bridging the Gap Transition from Campus to Corporate, an insightful discussion aimed at preparing students for the shift from academic life to the professional world. The session highlights the key workplace skills and mindset changes required to succeed, such as adaptability, communication, accountability, and understanding corporate culture. It encourages students to confidently navigate this transition by applying their academic strengths while embracing the responsibilities, expectations, and opportunities that come with beginning their corporate journey. Today, we are honored to welcome Mr. Yugal Sikri, a distinguished pharma leader with over 45 years of senior leadership experience across global giants like GSK, Pfizer, Novartis, Sun Pharma, and RPG Life Sciences, an IIT Bhubaneswar and JBIMS alumnus with executive education from Harvard and INSEAD. He is widely recognized for transforming organization, most notably leading the remarkable turnaround of RPG Life Sciences, a respected industry voice, media contributor, award jury member, and a passionate mentor to future leaders. He continues to shape India's pharmaceutical and digital health landscape. I would like to invite Yugal Sikri sir to take this session forward.
Good morning. Is the mic working? Not working? I can come down and walk also. No problem. The session is for whom? For all of you. And therefore, first we need to sign a contract. The contract is all of you will have to participate. Are you all with me? It will not be a one-sided communication. It will be a two-sided communication. Otherwise, I will say hello, thank you, and go back. So easy for me. So it's for you to attend the session because the session is actually meant for you. Are you all together or no? If there is a cross talk, I will move out. If there is not participation, I will move out. And if I don't see smiling and energetic faces, I will Let everybody say this. I will. Yeah. So is the contract signed between both of us? Yeah. So you have to tolerate me for the next 45 minutes because the organizers have asked me to take this session. Uh, okay. So you heard my background. Um, and the topic is bridging the gap, transition from campus to corporate. You are the campus, and I represent the corporate. And I was exactly there where you are 45 years back. 1980, when I passed out my MPharm, Master of Pharmacy, from BHU, Banaras Hindu University Institute of Technology. It is IIT now. And um, with no academic, not academic, I should say, with no industry background, none of my family members ever became part of industry, any industry whatsoever. They all were in the government jobs. I was the first person to sneak out to be part of the industry, and therefore, no baggage, no help, no support, only a degree from Banaras Hindu University. That was the year 1980. Lucky I was because I got a job campus placement at Ranbaxy, which was a north-based pharmaceutical company in the manufacturing. Little knowledge I had that time that, okay, this job is with me, but the real इधर उधर अटेंशन जाएगा तो भी मैं बाहर जाऊंगा, अटेंशन भी इधर ही चाहिए. So I had a campus job with me, and I belong to Delhi. My parental house is in Delhi. We are 5 brothers and 1 sister. I was the youngest, and my mother was very, very extremely keen that I should be in Delhi because all of the brothers were not in Delhi. So she had her personal motive that I should be in Delhi. I had a campus job. My mother was very happy that I should be in Delhi and be part of Ranbaxy, join the company. But then थोड़ी सी अकल थी उस समय. I thought the industry, all the head offices are located in Mumbai. So here was an emotional dilemma I had. I went back to my mom and told her, Mom, I give me just 1 month just to satisfy me mentally that I tried. And I'm very sure I'm not going to get any job, but let me go to Mumbai for 1 month, only for 30 days. 31st day, I'll come back to Delhi and opt for the Ranbaxy job. And I told her, बहुत मुश्किल है, Mom, जाने दो, ताकि मुझे बाद में guilty conscious ना हो, मैं आपको भी कर्ज करता रहूंगा कि आपने नहीं जाने दिया. So let me go to Mumbai. And here, a young guy whose original roots were not from Mumbai, not even from Delhi. My original roots were from a small town in Uttar Pradesh called Mathura. I was born there because of a job. My father had a job at Mathura, so I was born there. And we were also so-called refugees because my parents came from erstwhile Pakistan. After the partition happened in 1947, 1950 is the time when they moved from Pakistan to India because they were Hindus, and all the Hindus had an exodus from Pakistan to this place, and that's how they came, and they started from scratch, absolutely from scratch. So whether we hailed from Delhi, Mathura, or whatever, no. But at that point in time, when I was born, it was Mathura. So a guy from a small town called Mathura, with no relative being part of any of the industry, got a job in Ranbaxy, and now at least had a thinking, कम से कम मैं बॉम्बे जाता हूँ, ट्राई करता हूँ, अगर जॉब मिली तो ठीक है, नहीं तो I'll come back. Then I come to Mumbai, पैसा चाहिए, जेब में पैसा नहीं था, ब्लोटेड ईगो थी कि पेरेंट का पैसा नहीं खर्च करना है. So my brother was at Nasik, so I decided to be based at Nasik. There was a Panchvati Express in the morning, 6:30. It will leave Nasik and reach Dadar station at 10 o'clock or so. Every day I'll commute from Nasik to Mumbai. I had three things with me in my bag. In the evening around 6:37, there was a train from same Panchvati Express will go back to Manmad, and in between I will get down at Nasik. So that was my routine. In the morning, 5:30, get up at 5, 4:30, board the train, come at Dadar from morning to evening till 6 o'clock, be in Mumbai, 6:30, come back to Dadar, take the train, go back, and that was my routine. I had just 1 month time frame available to me to get a job. Else, I will go back. So, started. I had created a map of Mumbai and put the various companies on the map of Mumbai so that I optimally utilize my time, because I had a time frame of only 30 days. 30 days I had to go back. First day, second day, third day, fourth day, I tried, went across. पहले दिन तो किसी ने घुसने नहीं दिया कंपनी के अंदर कि हो कौन, why should we let you go. थोड़ा स्मार्ट था, मैंने कहा अपना story I will have to change. The story at the security which I had to narrate was, earlier I was saying I'm wanting to have a job. I've come from BHU and I would like, can I meet the HR guy here? And nobody let me go. Then I changed the story. I told, I'm coming from the training and placement office of BHU IIT, BHU IT at that point in time. अभी वो सिक्योरिटी वाला में भी इतनी समझदारी नहीं थी उसको कि इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड वर्ड समझ सके. So he would let me go. I started getting 80-90% success rates to go. And that's how I started now at least entering inside the premises of the head office of the companies. One odd day, Hindi story, Hindi film story. One odd day, I was in a hurry. The train got delayed. Panchvati Express got delayed. So I was rushing. I said, let me board the train. I was to board the central train and I boarded another train. I didn't realize that I boarded the wrong train. Suddenly on the way, I was in a hurry, perspiring. And I asked somebody in the co-passenger that how much time it will take to reach Mulund, because majority of the pharma companies are on the Lal Bahadur Shastri mark. LS mark. Most of the pharma companies were located at that time. Now most of the factories have been sold already. So he looked at from ऊपर से नीचे, तो मतलब पढ़े लिखे लगते हो मगर आप गलत ट्रेन में चढ़ गए हो. Oh, I thought to myself for a minute, मैंने कहा मेरा कौन सा appointment था. So I picked up my diary again and looked at on this route in the western track, which is the company. And I realized there is a company called Unichem. Unichem was the pharma company. I need to get down at Jogeshwari. Got down at Jogeshwari, started walking. On the left-hand side, I see another big board called FDC, which was called Fair Deal Corporation earlier. And I said, mere kaun se Unichem appointment hai? If FDC was a known company, the product was Electrol, which is very, very famous product. I'm sure you would have heard the name called Electrol. Nowadays, these guys even advertise Electrol. And there was an eye drop called Pyrimon, which was also a famous product. So I went there, used the same strategy coming from training and placement office with good English, and the guy let me go in. And as I enter, I met somebody. He says, and he happened to be my senior in the institute from the BHU. I happened to see him. He said, "अगर mistake नहीं है तो यहाँ पर interview चल रहे हैं अभी. There is a vacancy available, perhaps in the R&D, in R&D pharmacists." I said, "Very good." I also wanted to join R&D at the beginning. I reached there. Cutting the long story short, by the end of the day, I got a job in my hand called pharmacist training, R&D pharmacist training, and very happy. The salary was 1,001 rupees that point in time. And in the evening, I called up my mom and said, "Sorry, mom, I got a job. I will have to be here. I don't know whether I'll be able to settle. Don't worry, if I'm not able to settle, I'll come back to Delhi again." That's where my story from campus, my journey from campus began. That's where my journey began. Now, I want you to, not that I want to talk about myself, but I know myself more, and therefore, I want you to go through my life journey, how I had to go through to every time illustrate to you that, my friend, if you think you have arrived, you have not arrived. There is a huge amount of learning every day left with you as you enter the corporate. Corporate might, or your degree might put your foot into the corporate. That's it. That's it. After that, the whole lot of learning continues. And I want you to take you through that journey of mine so that you are able to take any lesson and you are able to ask any question, because this is my life. I should be able to answer your questions. I'm not trying to motivate you. If you want to really learn and get motivated, learn the stories of big time heroes, read the stories, whether it is Steve Jobs, whether it is Jeff Bezos, whether it's Mark Zuckerberg, uh, and whether it is Jensen Huang, who is heading NVIDIA now. Why I picked up the names of these few companies? Because they are the topmost companies of the world today. Uh, can anybody imagine? Can a company ever become so big that it is much more than the size of the economy of a country like India? Anybody, any idea how much is the size of the economy of India? सारा धंधा पैसा कमा, जो जितना माल बनता है, जितनी सर्विसेज बिकती हैं, I will only, since I want everybody to be part of the listening, because you have signed a contract with me, I want to keep you reminding that I will move out the moment even a single person attention is not towards me. Yes, याद है ना? Contract sign है? याद है? Okay. So now, what is the size? Please raise your hand so that I know that how knowledgeable this Aditya School of Business Management campus students are. What is the size of the Indian economy? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. I've not yet asked you. एक, दो, तीन. Size of the Indian economy. If I take whatever all the transactions, business transactions keep on happening in this country, सबको combine कर दूं, manufacturing, hospitality, services, all, उसका size क्या है? 1, 2, 3. Don't impress me that. You don't impress me that. Okay, so yeah, please, you tell me. It's not yet reached 4 trillion. It's near around 4 trillion. You're right. You're somewhere closer to 4 trillion. Can you give a big hand to him? Now, tell me, what is the size of the biggest company of the world today? 1, 2, 3. मैं ये भी समझना चाहता हूँ कि कितने लोग, इसको हम बोलते हैं ना, हमको तो आदित्य स्कूल का MBA प्रोग्राम मिल गया, अब तो मेरा हक है कंपनी में जाने का. अभी तो मुझे अच्छी कंपनी, अरे स्कूल ने मुझे लिया है, तो दिस कंपनी शुड मेक श्योर दैट मुझे अच्छी कंपनी का प्लेसमेंट मिलना चाहिए. आई वांट टू ब्रेक दैट मिथ. जब आप तैयार नहीं करोगे अपने आप को, तो आपको दूसरा आदमी क्यों लेगा? सो who raised their hands? You. Can you tell me?
So sir, 29th October को 5 ट्रिलियन रीच किया था. अभी रिजल्ट का पता नहीं है, बट 29th October को पहली बार 5 ट्रिलियन रीच हुआ.
आपकी पूरी इंडिया की इकोनॉमी का साइज 4 ट्रिलियन के करीब है. $4 trillion के. एक कंपनी का मार्केट कैप is $5 trillion. That is the size of the companies these days. पूरी कंट्री जिसमें सारी thousands and lakhs of companies आ जाए, सबका सेल कंबाइन कर लो, सर्विसेज का सेल कंबाइन कर लो, सब ट्रांजैक्शन का सेल एक्यूमुलेट कर लो, जो इकोनॉमी का साइज है उससे ज्यादा की इकोनॉमी किसकी है? एक कंपनी की है. उस कंपनी का नाम है एनवीडिया. उसके पीछे पीछे एक और कंपनी भी है. Can anybody tell me which is the next company? दूसरी कंपनी क्या है? मैं बताऊंगा नहीं, ये भी आपको देखना पड़ेगा. आपको देखना पड़ेगा. There's a lot of work we all need to do, my friends. A lot of work we need to. If we want to be a successful business person through a good business management degree from a school like Aditya, हमको भी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी. हमको भी अपने कान खोल के रखने पड़ेंगे. So it's not one company. There's another company also which is closer to $5 trillion, reaching to $5 trillion. उसके पीछे बहुत सारी कंपनीज हैं जो कि 2-3 ट्रिलियन डॉलर की कंपनीज हैं. उनका वैल्यूएशन मार्केट कैप का बढ़ता जा रहा है. So my friend, the coming back to the story, here I start my. Is there a pen or something available? What is the first company I joined?
Hello.
Which company I joined? First company. जाते हुए FDC. FDC is the first pharma company I joined as a junior most R&D pharmacist trainee with no godfather, nobody known to me in the city of Mumbai. I was the only person who was knowledgeable about whatever I had learned so far, not beyond that. I just remember I had only one MPharm thesis of mine. We used to do last year by research, so I had a thesis with me. I had copies of the CV with me, and I had the map of Mumbai. So I need to go wherever I can go in a 30 days time. So I enter FDC. I was there for 6 months. Having gone there, I realized, oh my God, I don't know anything. I claim to have done MPharm by research, and I do not know because they asked me to work on tablet formulation, capsule formulation, injectable formulation. They're much sold powder called Soyal, which is protein powder, which you get a product called Soyal. All of that they asked me to work on. They gave me 25 projects. That was Indian company. 25 projects to me, and they said you have 6 months time to develop the product. And I thought I've come from research. I've come from an MPharm background. Big tension. I got around my friends there, started studying whatever was developed, went through their folders and files. What is the process? How do I minimize time? And I was there for 6 months. I think I would have touched at least 10 projects there. And I was just reached to the stability studies to only one product that time. 9 products were a little bit advanced, but still somebody else had to do the work. And मेरे दिमाग में था ग्लैक्सो एक बहुत बड़ी फार्मा कंपनी है, मल्टीनेशनल फार्मा कंपनी है, and उसकी बहुत सारी brands were very well known. So I thought I should become part of a multinational company. न्यूज़पेपर में एडवर्टीजमेंट आया, मैंने न्यूज़पेपर के एडवर्टीजमेंट में अप्लाई किया, and after 6 months, I moved to another organization called Glaxo through a newspaper advertisement. This job was also, this was an R&D job. This was also an R&D job. I picked up courage in Glaxo because I had a little bit of exposure in FDC of learning. I would do morning to afternoon, I'll do the experiments. Then I will sit through in the company, go through the product files to understand how the product is developed, how stability studies are done. Sit with seniors at their time to understand करना क्या है, क्योंकि ऐसा ब्लैंक और वॉल्यूम लगता था कि कुछ भी नहीं सीखा मैंने. तो यहां आने के बाद तो कुछ भी नहीं सीखा. But then I have entered GSK thanks to my BHU background and farm background, which was pretty impressive. BHU is the number one pharmaceutical academic institution in the country. So वो थोड़ा मेरे पास advantage था. I used that for 5 years. I was there in that company. Now, what did I learn there? I learned everything, all dosage forms: tablet, capsule, injection, cream, ointment, lotions, liniments, all possible products what could exist in pharmaceutical product category. I learned all of them, all during the working, not from the academic institute. Little bit knowledge about what is tablet, what is capsule, what is, all of that was known to me, but really usko kaise develop karna hai, I learned there in Glaxo. So learning was on R&D. Learning was on pilot manufacturing. Learning was on manufacturing, because after developing the product, we had to go to Worli. Worli was the manufacturing place that time. These Oberoi's have bought that property, but it was all manufacturing hub of Glaxo. We will go there and actually make sure that whatever R&D product you have developed is successfully manufactured. The batch is successfully manufactured. None of the batch fails, because the batch size with respect to R&D batch would be 100 times, 200 times, 300 times bigger. And एक भी batch fail हो गया तो बहुत तगड़ा नुकसान होगा और जम के मार पड़ेगी कंपनी से. So now all the three, from R&D to pilot manufacturing to manufacturing, I learned from Glaxo. Knowledge at the academic level, only theoretical knowledge was there. But practically, the world was very different than the theory which was being taught to us. Lot of learning. Also, in this period, I got the manufacturing license from Government of Maharashtra FDA, so that now first entitlement I got was, now कभी कुछ हो गया तो मुझे अगर अपनी कंपनी स्टार्ट करनी पड़ी तो मेरे पास FDA का लाइसेंस है टैबलेट मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए. All learnings while I was working. One of the days I realized that अगर कंपनी में आगे बढ़ना, अगर I had a wild feeling that अगर बढ़ना है तो एक दिन सीईओ बनना चाहिए, मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर बनना चाहिए. कुछ ख्वाब था. ऐसे ही देख कर किसी को बोलते हुए किसी सीईओ को बोलते हुए देखा तो आई फेल्ट, ओ माय गॉड, अभी तो मुझे सोचना तो चाहिए कम से कम, बनेंगे नहीं बनेंगे मालूम नहीं है, सीईओ तो बनना चाहिए. देन आई एक्चुअली डिड द रिसर्च कि जो सीईओ बने उनकी बैकग्राउंड क्या थी. Majority of the people came from the business background. They came from the sales and marketing background. From the R&D background, I couldn't get even a single person who could become a CEO. So I thought, oh my God, मैंने गलत लाइन ज्वाइन कर दी शायद. अभी मुझे तो मार्केटिंग में जाना चाहिए. No, I'm learning as I'm growing. There's nobody to guide me. It's just that I'm aware of what is happening around. And now, big task, strict no-no was to move from R&D to sales and marketing. And what is considered is these two profiles are poles apart. R&D people are more introvert, more knowledgeable. Sales and marketing people are more extrovert. They keep meeting people. Oh, there are stereotypes created in the minds of people that R&D ka banda cannot be a sales and marketing guy because he's a thinker, and this guy is a talker. So the two guys cannot match, cannot meet each other. And I said, no, this is the challenge I need to. Then I don't want to go to the story because it's a long story, but fortunately for me, the only person within GSK 5,000 people who could work on moving to sales and marketing was me. And it's a big story, I can tell you. It involved a lot of work at my end, knowing the sales and marketing guys, making sure that what products are selling, what are the sales, and learning that what is that from the product side they would need. If I can tell them my product is superior versus the ABCD of the competitor, they will like. And since I had a technical background, I had an R&D background, I will be able to tell the marketing guys that आपका product अच्छा है, इस तरीके से आप बात कर सकते हो. Generally, sales and marketing guys were not technical guys. They were the guys who come from the sales. They don't know the product. I knew the product. I knew my positive. I said, इसी को ये खेलते हैं, इसी को उछालते हैं. And that's what I did. Lucky I was that I got movement into Glaxo marketing. Now, since I had a technical background, I was given the role of product executive in the product management team, which was a dream job at that point in time. I thought to myself again, and I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. Majority of the pharma guys, I give this lecture a lot to them. I say the same thing to NMIMS. I'm attached to NMIMS also, and their pharma management program. I tell the same to the students there. I told them that you have given me a product executive job, but I want to be a medical rep. Not that I want to be permanently a medical rep, but I want a job for medical rep. Trust me, I told people called me, this guy is a mad. This guy is truly a mad guy. मुश्किल से प्रोडक्ट एग्जीक्यूटिव जॉब लोगों को मिलती है, बट इसको तो प्रोडक्ट एग्जीक्यूटिव जॉब इसके हाथ में आई हुई है, बट ही इज आस्किंग मेडिकल रिप्रेजेंटेटिव जॉब. बट द थॉट व्हिच आई हैड बैक ऑफ माय माइंड इज कि अगर मुझे ये नहीं पता कि सेल्स कैसे होती है, अगर मुझे ये नहीं पता कि डॉक्टर को क्या बोलना होता है जिससे पर्चा निकले, प्रिस्क्रिप्शन निकले, मुझे ये नहीं पता कि रिटेलर क्या है, स्टॉकिस्ट क्या है, होलसेलर क्या है, सीएनएफ एजेंट्स क्या है, ये मुझे टाइमिंग्स का पता नहीं है, तो कोई भी सेल्स का बंदा मुझे बेवकूफ बना के चला जाएगा. So I must learn the tricks of the trade. So I must get into the medical representative job. I actually requested them to make me a medical rep. They actually initially wanted me to work. One of the managers said, move around in the market and you will learn. I said, no, give me a job with a medical representative bag in my hand. Give me the target. Make me have 200 doctor list, which I have to meet, so that I understand the job of a medical representative better, the challenges being faced by the medical representative better. And I did opt. By the time I moved out, I was the R&D pharmacist full-fledged. 3 levels I moved up in Glaxo. I went back to medical representative job, worked in Mumbai. Vasai Virar was the terrain I worked. And then requested them, send me, this was a metro market, send me to a non-metro market. So I went to interiors of Nagpur. There was some vacancy there. I got there. I came back to product management, and God is kind thereafter. I moved up from product executive to product manager to senior product manager to product manager to marketing manager. And here I worked as a MR. And this was for 10 years. This span was 10 years. Huge learning. Built brands, big brand. Today, I have handled 8 brands which are among the top 300 brands of the industry. Each brand is, in our context, if the brand sales crosses 100 crore, it is called a blockbuster brand in the pharmaceutical industry. And I have 8 brands. The sales are 300 crore, 500 crore, 800 crore now in the pharma market today, which I handled, I launched myself. So art of brand building, art of selling, art of relationship management with the doctors, all of that I learned in this period. Was any of this thing taught to me by school? None. So here, sales and marketing processes I learned. I learned brand building, and I learned the business planning. Whole long-term and short-term business planning is something which I learned when I was for 10 years. Now, I got another break now. What could be the next step after you become the marketing manager of a large pharma company? Now, how to take a company which was 18th rank to number 1. It happened during 10 years. That gave me the credential. That people gave the trust on me कि इसके time पर ये brand बनी, Zantac था, Becnovate था, Sexine था, Zyzucox. There were a number of brands which became big brand that point in time, got associated with my name. And finally, I was now, not by plan, I moved to another company called Park Davis. There was another name called Warner Lambert. In that company as the business head. India business head of Pharma. So here I learned R&D, manufacturing. Here I learned sales and marketing. And now in this company, I had the task of managing the entire business first time. So learned the general management of managing business here. Quite a big story for PDW is that they had decided to launch the global products in the country. They had decided to have a field force. And finally, I said, if they do this, they will fail. We had a unionized field force. There's a huge union leader who was a Congress High secretary at that point in time. And if we hire the representative, we can't fire them because the unions will come against us. So there were a lot of learnings of that point in time. I could convince finally the parent decision makers who used to sit in Morris Plains in New Jersey that if you launch the products which you want to launch in this country at the India price, you will fail because nobody will buy the product. And you will have, if you had the field force, you can't fire them because union leader will come against you. And you will have the inventory issue. Convince them. It means became a long-term business planner when I was part of PDWL and move the organization was going like this. We could move the organization in the profit, in the market cap, in the revenue growth, all of the parameters we could move that up during. But I learned general management. This was an American company. Learned the American values of doing business, American ways of doing business, and it so happened that by the fourth year, this company got acquired by Pfizer globally worldwide. So I moved to become part of Pfizer. Now, big learning came that we were the acquired. Warner Lambert was acquired and Pfizer was acquirer. How to manage the merger and acquisition was the big learning. People spend too much of time. A lot of consultants are there to teach how to do a good merger and acquisition, a successful merger and acquisition, which is what learning here, which means managing the global company with American culture and systems and processes was the big learning here. Came back to a company called RPG Life Sciences because I did not want to be treated as a second-grade citizen within the same organization because we were acquired and the acquirer was Pfizer. So there was an ego. That ego made me move to RPG Life Sciences, and RPG Life Sciences, I manage India business and Nepal business. Here I learned a company which was a loss-making company, how to make that company profitable. There was a lot of, it was a 60-year-old company, or at that point in time around 40-year-old company, which was there in the system but were not making money. So how to turn around a company? I was responsible for only India business, which is what I achieved. We did not have the salary to pay to people because there was so much of money which was borrowed by the promoter to run that company. I learned that before I change the job, I must also look at the annual report of the company to understand whether the company health is good, which I had not done at that point in time. From there, RPGLS was first turnaround. Now, this was the second turnaround of the company. This was the first turnaround of the company. And moved out because I was making money, I was making profit, but people were still not getting salary on time. Not because of my fault, because the interest payment was more than the profit which you are making. So no matter how much I work hard, I will not be able to live comfortably and I will not be able to grow business. That's the reason I moved out of the company. Then I moved to Novartis. I was called by Novartis, and here again, this was the third turnaround company where sales were compounded annual growth rate of sales and profit both were negative. Learned the art of managing. It is a European company. European culture, how to get your plan accepted by the European bosses. I learned that, brought the turnaround, and then I couldn't believe I got an invite of the largest pharma company of the country, which was Ranbaxy at that point in time, to be the CEO. Finally, my dream of being the CEO, which I had seen somewhere here happening. That's why I moved to sales and marketing. I saw in my dream. Another important to remember is this was the only time when I had applied. All throughout my career, I have not applied anywhere. People have reached out to me, and when I moved to Park Terrace, trust me, I still remember that day when I got the appointment letter. इतना ज़्यादा पैसा. So I actually, like a fool, went back to the HR lady and asked her, by mistake, have you changed the appointment letter? Because I can't expect this much of money being given to me. It was a huge card called Contessa that time. I had barely in Glaxo in the last year, I was able to get 3800. Suddenly I moved here and large Contessa, which was being put, the board directors was being given to me. And a huge salary. लगातार निकाला तो नहीं है कुछ और तो एक्सपेक्टेशन नहीं है लोगों का उन्होंने इतना समझ लिया बट God is kind. This also went off very, very smoothly here. Coming back to RPG licenses, and now move to Novartis. From Novartis, the last one was Ranbaxy, and I've already talked about Ranbaxy. Ranbaxy is the number one pharma company of the country. There. As if that was not enough, I superannuated. Superannuated was retired. I retired from the industry at the age of 50 years at Ranbaxy. And in the last 2 years, I was international head. I was initially the CEO of India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Asia Pac. Then I was called to head office now to be the global head of commercial functions. And on the second year of my joining international business, Sun Pharma acquired me at that point, and that was my time for superannuation. So I superannuated, came back to Mumbai. I went only for 2 years to Gurgaon because global headquarter was in Gurgaon. India headquarter I only had created, so there was no issue. I come here, I think in the second one. I had a personal emissary from the Chancellor of NMIMS University, a gentleman called Amish Patel, at my house that Mr. Amish Patel wants to see me. I said, I don't know him. I said, somebody has done some kind of a, first make a prank. Somebody has played a prank with me, and so I didn't go. And then the second time when he said, I went there, and then he told me that I want you to handle 2 schools, School of Pharmacy and Technology Management and School of Business Management. But I said, I don't know. I have not done academics. I don't know academics. He said, no, we want people from the industry to take over because we want the courses to be oriented to the industry requirement, and we are tracing your growth, and we want you are superannuated now, you can come on there. We can't match the salary at all, what you are getting in the industry. But so I became part of this. When I became part of NMIMS, I learned academics. I am so very happy that we could bring such dramatic changes in the course content to the faculty. 30 new faculty members I got from the industry because I knew industry guys very well. 30 new members from the industry I could bring in and could get the certification by something called AACSP. It is an accreditation agency based out of America. They only give the accreditation to management institute which are of particular quality and standard. Got the AACSP accreditation done, so it means I gave myself some marks कि मुझे अभी academics आती है. कुछ तो academic आती है, तो भाई पता नहीं लगता था कि professor करते क्या. And that's the time I got the invite from RPG Life Sciences to come and join the board as independent director because I had worked with them for 1.5 years during that time. I joined their board as independent director, and first time ever in the history of 100 years of RPG Group, I was an independent director was asked to become the managing director of the company. So I said, no, I don't want to become managing director because मैंने सब कुछ कर लिया अभी मैं अपनी इस part of जिंदगी को enjoy कर रहा हूँ. I want to make contribution to the industry. I want to make contribution to the government, and that's where they said the board was very, very accomplished board. They asked me to take over the role of managing. I became managing director, and God was kind. This company was a company which was almost loss-making company. 60-year-old company, it was called Searle India earlier. 60-year-old company was a loss-making company in the 6 years time frame, thanks to the large team which we had. We had plant, we had the teams, and it has created history. The value of the company has gone up by 18 times. If somebody had bought a share of RPG Life Sciences in the year 2018 when I joined for 100 rupees, his share value was 1800 rupees in the 6 years time, because of the basic turnaround which happened in the company. The plants, all the plants were modernized, head office was modernized, good amount of investment made. And when I superannuated, the chairman, gentleman called Harsh Goenka, he is the chairman of the RPG group of companies, and they have CA Tire, they have Case International, they have Zensar, they have RPG License, all of them. He said, I would not let you go. I would like you to continue in the board as board director. And now, since we have been able to increase the valuation of the company or worth of the company for so many times, now there is an industry called P, private equity. How many of you heard the name called private equity? I think you all should know. If you are a management student and if you do not know these terminologies, ऐसा लगता है कि आप कहीं गांव में हो. Trust me, I think you are in a village, in the village of knowledge. You might be in Mumbai, but you are actually in a village of knowledge. You do not know. It's the most vibrant industry today. Private equity is the most vibrant industry today. Their job is to pick up stakes or buy out companies which are not doing too well. If the company is not doing well, their market value would be, say, 1,000 crore at the moment. And if the company starts doing well, the market cap, the share price goes up. It goes from 1,000 to 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, whatever. And this private equity company, after 5 or 6 years, will sell their stakes and move out at 8 times or 10 times gain. They are the most wealthy people in the country today. I won't name a person. In the last, one lady who earned close to about 1,400 crore. Just one lady, her name is not even known to anybody, but she is the head of a private equity firm. And they did a very successful buyout. They turned around the company and they sold the company, and not sold one company, they sold, I think, 5, 6, or 7 companies, and they are making money. So now, since RPG Life Sciences was a bit of a success story, now the private equity firms reached out to me and I said, I'm retired now. I'm superannuated now. Let me enjoy my life now. He said, no, only for 1 hour, only for 2 hours, only for 3 hours. And lo and behold, I'm part of 2 private equity firms. You would have read in my introduction, there's a fund, $80 billion fund called T Associates. There's another $1 trillion fund called ADIA, which is Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. I'm the operating advisor there. I'm on the board of RPG. I'm with another management consulting firm called Alvarez and Marsal. Now, was this story created a man who came from a small town with parents, brothers, sisters, uncle, aunts, nowhere distantly related to industry. But, and also didn't understand much. As I got along, I started understanding more and more and more and more, and kept on expanding my thinking horizon, kept on acquiring the skills, and as I went along, I went to Harvard for my advanced management programs twice, finance for non-finance managers. I went to INSEAD, which is top academic institute in France, INSEAD. I went to Thunderbird, which is in Arizona in the US, to learn international marketing, international business. I went to ISB, our Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, to learn negotiation skills, which was also considered important. When I became part of NMIMS, I had no idea of digital, never done digital. स्लाइड बनाने में प्रॉब्लम होती थी, पावरपॉइंट स्लाइड कैसे बनते हैं वो कुछ शुरू होता था. And now I'm part of the NMIMS. I have to set the course on it. So I joined. That's also a little story. I was moving from business management, one side of the road to another side. One side is Niti Aayog, this side is School of Business Management. I was on two schools on the two sides. So afternoon I go to School of Pharmaceutical Management, morning I go to. I was just crossing. I saw a board that there is an evening course from 6 to 9:30, and they have asked students to join the course, expose them to digital introduction to digital. So I saw that. I went to the Niti Vice Principal and told her that, Madam, I want to join. She said, "So you guys don't know what the visa are doing? I'm visa कर दो, उनको सीखना, उनको सीखना." And cutting the long story short, I attended the school, and shockingly, with me, next to me sitting on Niti Vice Principal, same principal who told me, "आप छोटे बच्चों के साथ पढ़ोगे, who मेरे साथ बैठी?" In the same class. I can't learn with it. Now I want to tell you now, since AI is coming in everything, and I don't want to be AI ignorant guy, but I am super educated. Who will teach me? So I was searching for a right place where I can learn AI, and I became part of a group called PE10X. It is run by some IITs. They teach AI for 6 months. Saturday, Sunday, 6 to 9 the class. And during the 5 days, if you have any doubt, you can call up and ask me. And today I feel I know AI much more than many youngsters now. And I am actually using the tools. I am actually using the tools much more effectively now. Okay. But I know AI enough now to impress him. You come back and you have backward. I don't know. This guy is a wonderful guy, and he's running an ad now on Adobe. And he says, he's in a good idea. Making minutes चाहिए, minutes चाहिए. तो उसने 1 मिनट के अंदर 7 मिनट कर देना. वो बोला कि वो इसमें एनालिटिक्स चाहिए. 1 मिनट का एनालिटिक्स कर देना. तो बोले आप educated specialized AI groups available where you put the data, whichever format is available, and they give wonderful presentation, wonderful analytical problems, all of that. So मैं पीछे ना रह जाऊं, क्योंकि आप किसी को एनर्जी है और आपको तो पता होगा, और मैं आपके साथ अगर बात भी करना चाहता हूँ, I must know about this animal called humanities. So what are the key essence now? This journey that whole idea was not to impress you. Whole idea was to give you a story, not a perfect story. It's an imperfect story. It could have been done much better. If I look back, I could have ended my career even much better. Now, in hindsight. But since it's my story, you can ask me any question. You can ask me any question. And I want to tell you, a small town guy can also become. I retired as an director, and as policy of your education, this industry, which is a big industry now, around 240,000 crore industry. Last year, the topmost body of this industry called CPHI gave me the Lifetime Achievement Award, which is just to tell you that a small town guy can even be recognized, who would have committed lots of mistakes in the career. I could have done much better moves at the right time if I knew the industry, if I knew the right people there. Yes. This 1 hour, my objective was to tell you my story. You can provide, you can watch certain interviews of mine on YouTube. I'm invited to Z, I'm invited to CNBC, I'm invited to now. I featured in you can yourself see all of that written documents are available. Want satisfy your curiosity. But each person sitting here, most story of I have been in the there is a podcast which comes with acquired to 4.5, 5 hour podcast, 4.5, 5 hour podcast, and 4.5 hour podcast happened, and how those companies started and where they reached. Czech is also Norway. Your what does that stand? Jensen was nowhere at that time. How many people was Norway? Likewise, all of them were Norway. Trust me, they came from a small town. Walmart promoter came from a very small town. A town of 1,000 people. He was born in a town of 1,000 people. And how these guys, so you need to come from Adani and Ambani family? You need to come from Gandhi family? You need to come from any well-known family? No, not at all. As long as you have Ida in your mind that I have, as long as you have Ida in mind, you know English, you know English, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But often what you do is have a wish, have a learnability, and I think you can move up in hierarchy very quickly. So what are the key things which you should have? Now your time to speak. Now your time to speak. What are the key attributes you should have? Grow. Learning attitude. Lifetime learner. खाली यहाँ खत्म हो गया अब एग्जाम हो गया डिग्री मिल गई वेरी गुड अब फ्लैश करेंगे but absolutely 99.99% learning will happen there. 0.1% is giving you a just stick to the one. Yes. बोला कि नहीं बोला? आपने की स्टोरी बनाई नेटफ्लिक्स को देखा था तो पैसे मिलते थे तो पैसे मिलते थे नहीं होते किसी ने बताया मुझे इंडिया की क्या था मैंने आज तक तो अच्छे लगता है so that's the wrong. Learning attitude, lifelong learning. Without that, what is it? What is the second thing coming up with this? Come out of the comfort zone. Step out of the comfort zone. I was doing very well in R&D. I should have continued well in R&D. Why the hell I moved out to competitive marketing? And within the marketing, I moved out to sales. Somebody would have changed your managing director, change your work, would have no, you continue to remain a salesman. And I run a risk. Already, risk taking. You need to take risk in life. Calculated risk in life. First is lifelong learning. Second is learning. Andy, बोलो. पहली चीज करी है lifelong learning. Second, get out of comfort zone. Third, risk taking every. Fourth, consistency. Consistent. Be consistent. The moment you do this kind, whether he has the art to really grow or not. Next. The basic attributes are basic values, I call it sincerity, hard working, teamwork. Okay? Which I call label as personal effectiveness. Personal effectiveness. फॉर एग्जाम्पल if I join a company and एटीट्यूड की वो मेरा बॉस मुझे बताएगा, मैं पूरा तैयार होके जाऊँ, मेरी चैट स्पीच से पूछ के जाऊँ, कंपनी वेबसाइट देख के कंपनी का मैनेजमेंट स्टडी कर, मैं बॉस को मिल रहा हूँ पहली बार, मुझे बॉस की पूरी ज्योग्राफी पता है, मैं उसका फेसबुक अकाउंट, मैंने उसका लिंक्डइन अकाउंट देखा, फेसबुक से मुझे पता लगा उसका लाइफ टाइम में लाइकिंग क्या, उसके फ्रेंड्स क्या, वो क्या कमेंट करता है, किस इंडस्ट्री के बारे में लगता है, कौन सी मूवी देखता है, कौन सी तरह पसंद करता है, कहाँ कहाँ घूमने जाता है, कौन से स्पोर्ट्स अच्छे लगते हैं, all of that I pick up from this LinkedIn account. I really see whether it posts, blogs and posts to that extent of my life, and then only I will people know what to say. Any visitor ever came to me, I directly had instruction that she will go through his Facebook and she will go to his LinkedIn account and I will have something. She doesn't need to lie. So that the other person is oh my God. I somehow discovered a link with him. Oh, अच्छा हमने चेस करने के साथ थे. फेसबुक में अरे आपने वो क्रिकेट गेम जो हुआ वहाँ पर बहुत एंजॉय किया, वो कितने सिक्सर मारा, कितना अच्छा लगता है, तुमको अच्छा लगता है तो कनेक्शन, ये कनेक्शन रिलेशनशिप, relationship. I must know how to develop. What is relationship? Relationship is between me and him. There is a distance at the moment. Now there is some kind of commonality between me and him. How will there be commonality unless I know protocol? Unless he knows Mr. Sikri, unless I know him. So we learned just now that he was in the Novartis. I was in the Novartis. So we could talk. There was, and the discussion we had, we had Dr. Venkatai Patil, we had Dr. Prasad Murthy, we had Dr. Varanasi Murthy. So now discussion became something relevant. He's also Dunal Bajaj, I'm also Dunal Bajaj, and then now we are talking to each other. Some kind of confidence. Very, very. I used to, when I was part of the government, I used to ask students every time. Actually, I used to do that. I used to look at their bio and ask them, excuse me, after your connections, कितना नंबर है? Month end में कितना नंबर हुआ? Next month में कितना नंबर हुआ? Third month में कितना नंबर हुआ? I used to tell them I get faculty from the industry, and इसको shoot out to the relationship with it. And his number should be in your file, and your number should be in his profile, and that's for you because I'm giving you interfacing opportunity to you. Relationship. Okay. Next. We are bridging that campus one learning, topmost learning. फिर repeat करेंगे. Like Shankar Mahadev. Who is Shankar Mahadev? He goes non-stop. Reckless. He sounds like that. So, can anybody do that? 10 seconds सोच लो. 10 seconds. And then, who will tell me Shankar Mahadev style, the learnings which gets covered in my life journey from campus to corporate? Anybody? Anybody who would like to take the idea? My friend, most important. What am I saying? If you have learning ability, you will have a notebook. Because when somebody is speaking, he might be able to impress you. But the moment you are out, your mom calls up, the professor tells you, आज कल पेपर एग्जाम है, ये सबमिशन करना है, सब कुछ ना पड़ेगा. कोई चीज को याद करने के लिए 16 times the course तब चीज याद होती है, तब चीज याद नहीं होती. सेम चीज को 16 times रिपीट करो, तब सोचो कि इसको रजिस्टर हुआ. तो कैसे रजिस्टर करें अगर हम कुछ लर्निंग ले रहे हैं इसके अंदर? तो पेन पेपर साथ में हो, वो नोटबुक साथ में हो, और उसको आप बाद में जाकर के देखो. देन आई थिंक यू आर रिफ्लेक्टिंग लर्निंग. You come for a fun, for a movie,
corporate the organized movie for you. There is an entry will come here. I was in fact telling him and her that I don't go to sex because I just want to drink. And I still myself different kind of sessions. I was just sharing with them that 2 weeks back I was the National Institute of Education Research. They invited me to the chief guest on the convocation ceremony. It was something which I liked. So I'm a pharmacist, so the pharmaceutical education, topmost pharmaceutical education research institute run by the government, and there are 7 now in the country. I had not been there, so I thought I must go there, and they gave me such a prize position. I was sitting next to the topmost pharma government regulator called ECGI, the convergent for 3 hours. That gave me an opportunity to build a relationship. And then, just a month before that, NMIMS had 3 schools: School of International Studies, School of Design, School of Architecture. And they invited me for the same chief guest. So my friends, और मैं उसको थोड़ा सोच के मीटिंग कंपनी में पीछे रहता है अभी पास में नहीं जा So I came here because 2.5 years back I was asked to part of the council and I'm not having a double connection and I'm coming here also. So I said if I have a volunteer right, to accept graciously or amicably. And it was largely because you have, she said, how many students are there? She said, 100 students. And that's why I signed a contract to give the meeting. If you're listening, then only I'm talking. So that if my life journey, this is the first time I'm recapping my life journey. Because thanks to her, she gave me, I was on call and she got me up. And she said, 2-3 topics है किस तो मैंने papers I was transition. And the moment she said transition, now I said okay, I have to think what do I talk in the transition. And then I thought, and I actually thought rather than putting up everybody else's journey, I know my journey better. So I decided to talk about my journey. First time ever, I'm talking in front of anyone else. So I'm beyond that. I'm beyond that. I want you to dream that you can one day become the CEO of a company. I want to dream. Steve Jobs is nothing. तो सुनोगे आप तो आपको भी लगा कि मैं क्यों नहीं बन सकता मैं क्यों नहीं स्टीव जॉब्स बन सकता मैं क्यों नहीं मार्क जुकरबर्ग बन सकता मैं क्यों नहीं नेल्सन मॉडेल बन सकता हूं सब बन सकते हैं एक सिंपल अपने लिए और अगर किसी से लोगों ने देखा मेरी ये बात कितने लोग इस फील्ड में सोचते हैं सोच सकते वो आगे बढ़ने का सोच सकते कितने लोगों को आज सुनने के बाद कुछ जागृति हुई कुछ अवेकनिंग हुई कुछ थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन मिला इंस्पिरेशन मिला कि हम भी कुछ कर सकते हैं कितने लोग जबरदस्ती हाथ नहीं उठाना भाई सरदार जी जबरदस्ती नहीं Sir, I sincerely request you to take a photograph. How many of you are sincerely thinking that I can also do something in life? If this man from a small town can do, I can also do. How many of you sincerely think? जबरदस्ती नहीं. अब खड़े हुए फोटो लेने के लिए तो सबको हाथ All of you? Yes. All of you? Yes. Yes. उसके बाद आप उसे बढ़कर करोगे तो उसे बढ़ जाए क्या कराओगे करोगे Yes. Excellent. Thank you so much for I sincerely appreciate, and I go by the face value of your raising hands that एक कुछ कीड़ा या छोटा सा क्रीम आपके दिमाग में भी डला. I want that please to grow and give a big name to you. Give a big name to you, give a big name to your parents who spent their lifetime earning to you, to send you to the school, and give them in school. And I also feel very nice that this team show up in paper. Thank you for this.
Thank you, sir, for taking the time to be with us today. Your insights have truly inspired and enlightened us, and we deeply value your presence and contributions. Leaders like you play a vital role in shaping the future of young professionals. Once again, we extend our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of everyone at AGI. I would like to invite Dr. Balkrishna Parab, sir, to present a token of gratitude to Yugal Sikri, sir.